One Chicago investor went as far as setting a fire in his backyard to chase a squatter out. Is that something you would do? Hi, I'm 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁, partner, founder, GC Realty Development, and also co-host of Chicago's #1 real estate investment podcast, Straight Up Chicago Investor. And on the heels of this new Public Act 104-0029 coming out as part of the Illinois Eviction Act, just wanted to bring awareness to squatters and squatter situations and really your rights as an Illinois, Chicago land real estate investor. So the new law that came out in 2026, on the surface, a lot of people are excited about it, including me. If you go back 6-7 months ago, I was on Instagram talking about how great this is. But when I really read into it, the details, what they really changed, what they modified to the Illinois Eviction Act was really giving the police departments it actually removes the barriers for them being able to arrest anyone that is supposedly trespassing. But that leaves the police the opportunity to have to make the decision of who's right and who's wrong. And a lot of times they're still not going to do that. So, on the heels of this coming out, I just want to make sure that you realize that you're not 100% protected by this and you're not 100% locked in on a solution if you do have a situation like this. Now, the story here about a guy going in and kind of taking things into his own hands, totally drastic, definitely not recommending it. It's nothing we would do as a property management company. But there are different options you have when you do have a squatter. And if you ever want to talk about those, you can reach out to me here below or send me a DM. But the best way to prevent getting into a squatter issue is just to be around your property. If your place goes vacant, make sure that you're there within a couple days after the tenant moves out, even the same day. Make sure you're changing locks. Make sure if you're in an area that there could be potential risk for squatters or vandalism, maybe don't leave a key in the lockbox on the property, or don't leave the lockbox right there where everyone can see it. Or have cameras up, or have electronic locks where it's a little harder for somebody to come in and change locks. But in these situations, the best thing you do is prevent it, and just being around and present. Now, I can't expect you to go to your property every single day, but if you're going to your property every day, every other day, that's definitely valid. Now, for us at GC Realty as a property management company, we are visiting properties at least every couple days. Either we're doing the work, we're doing the work to get the place ready, we are doing the showing, we're doing the marketing, or we're doing anything finalized to get somebody to move in. So our goal is always to create small timelines between at least sign and somebody moving in, because that's a lot of times when this happens. A place comes on the market vacant, that a squatter doesn't necessarily move in the next day unless they're watching other tenants move out, which is very rare. What usually happens is 2, 3, 4 weeks into a vacancy, it's now very obvious that the place is vacant. Maybe the lawn's a little overgrown. Maybe snow shoveling's not getting done right away. Maybe they're just familiar with the neighborhood because they don't work, and they're driving around just looking for places that are having work being done on them. So keep it in mind. The more you are around your place, the more that your cameras are pretty easily set up these days. But the best thing you can do to avoid not having to go set a fire in your backyard is to make sure you're never put in that situation. So if you ever don't want to deal with that, you want to get all the benefits of real estate investing, but you don't want to have to deal with the concerns, or you want to lower your risk or buy back your time of not having to go out to a property, reach out. We can help you at GC Realty Development as a full-service property manager. We also help you with tenant placement, and we can help advise you and guide you through all this. So either way, even if you don't want to hire us, reach out anytime. Always willing to talk to local Chicago real estate investors. And don't forget, check out the podcast, StraightUpChicagoInvestor.com.